Hello everyone, my name is Dal and I'm the Product Marketing Manager at BigView. Thank you so much for joining us today for our workshop on how to write the best script. So before we start, I just wanted to say that I've received already a lot of questions about this workshop, and don't worry, this workshop will be available after the live, so you can watch it again, or if you can't make it. And just tell me if you can hear me and see me, if you know BigView, where you're from, in the chat, and we'll start in 2 minutes. Yeah, I can see your comments. We have people from all over the world, very exciting. Great. Very great. I see most of you can see and hear me. Some of you can't. So maybe you'll see the replay, but I think most of you can see me. Great. Okay, so I think we'll start. So hello again, my name is Dal, and today we're going to talk about how to write the best script. We're going to learn how to grab and hold audience attention, talk about script formulas, and go over the 5 basic steps of how to write and create a successful video. But we can't do it without our very, very special guest, Helen Gottstein. She's an executive communication trainer who teaches public speaking with confidence and clarity, but I will let her introduce herself. So Helen, the stage is yours.
Here I am. Hi, everybody. Hi, my name is Helen Gottstein. I'm very proud to be from Jerusalem. You can see a little Jerusalem stone behind me. So that lets you know I really am here. My business is called Loud and Clear Training. I'm a communications coach. I teach public speaking confidence for pitches, presentations, and all manner of public speaking, including how to run a webinar so everybody feels really comfortable, how to thank a guest, and of course, how to put a video script together so you hold your audience with you from the first moment that you go live until you get to your clear call to action at the end. 5 steps so you deliver to the audience the messages that you want and the content they need. Tal, I think the next thing for me to do is to share my screen. And ladies, gentlemen, and everyone from wherever you are in the world who's watching, hello to you too, Kelly Thomas. I appreciate you saying hello to me personally. Thank you so much. The next thing I want to do is share my screen. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone, I think you want to get some way of taking notes right now. So either old-fashioned pen and paper or split your screen so you can create a document while I'm delivering content. Because we know about the brain, even if you never look at those notes again, just processing them through you and delivering them onto paper in some way or onto a screen is going to help you absorb and retain that information better. So without further ado, I want to share my screen. And Tal, I want you to make it possible for me to do that. And now I am no longer visible, but Tal, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and you have your screen.
But you can't see me anymore, is that right?
They can see you.
They can see me. Hello, everyone. I'm still here. I want you to know that I can no longer see myself, and I can no longer see the chat function. This is Restream. I've never used this before as a platform, so this is my first webinar with Restream. I will be looking at your comments and questions later on. And in the meantime, while I'm delivering my content, Tal can respond to you in real time if there's a quick question about something. So Tal, you're in charge of the chat. I'm in charge of the content. We've got like 15 minutes on the clock, maximum 20 minutes on the clock. I think you're ready to take notes. Here we go. Let's hit it. My name again is Helen Gottstein. I work with a bunch of companies from the corporate world across the globe and the third sector, large NGOs, helping them deliver stories, helping them to deliver their ideas, expertise and skills so they get the clients, investments, partnerships that they want. So that's who I am, and tonight I'm excited to be working with you. First of all, why video? Now, I reckon that's an Australianism. I was born in Australia, even though I live in Jerusalem. So I reckon that if you are here tonight, it's because you know that nothing delivers the authority of a speaker like speaking to somebody face to face. And video allows you to do that on every single social media platform there is, from LinkedIn to Instagram to wherever you promote your business. Now, why do you want to do that specifically on video? It's because speaking to somebody on video face-to-face establishes your authority. Why is that relevant? Because your authority, your credibility, your ability to deliver relevant ideas effectively is what establishes your expert value. And that element, the expert value, is why people pay you for your content, for your ideas, for your skills and experience, right? Speaking on video, instant authority, that's the reason somebody's going to pay you, is because this equals expert authority. Expert. Now, I recommend when we get to element number 1 of the 5 steps that I want to deliver, I recommend you just remember what everybody knows about values. About needs, which is the further down this pyramid you drive the expression of what it is you offer, the more primary is the need that you are going to be hitting, and therefore the more potent your message will be. Like if I say I have a product that will help you fulfill your dreams, that's lovely. That's, that's charming. If I say I will help you like reach your higher self, well, that's just delightful. But it's not a push product. But if you want to talk about a pull product, like what is everybody continuing to buy during this period of Corona and the lockdown that many of us are contending with? Everybody's still buying food. Everybody's still going to the hospital. Everybody's still these are pull products. I reach out and I find them. In order to make your product more of a pull product than a push one, you drive it down the pyramid of needs. For me, that means in my own promotions and advertising and posts and so on, speak about the services that I offer, less in terms of self-fulfillment and creativity and, lovely things that we need and crave in terms of identity. But I drive my messaging further down the pyramid in terms of financial security, access to clients, meeting monthly quota, accessing the money that you need to take care of the people who you love, right? I drive my messaging further down that pyramid of needs, even though I could be speaking about, self-expression, having a voice, fulfillment. It's more potent for me to drive my messaging further down the pyramid. I suggest you do the same. I want to share with you that you have a bunch of really, really good friends on LinkedIn who are delivering unbelievably boring video on a daily basis. They don't know how to set up a camera. Filming themselves, sometimes literally underneath, by putting a telephone on their knee and filming themselves over the expanse of their sometimes large stomachs. And for women, it's often even worse. This is not an angle that you ever want to be filmed at. But there are videos on LinkedIn like that every single day. So if you want to feel better about the videos that you're putting out. Look, spend 5 minutes on LinkedIn, you'll be set. What I'm going to do is not help you feel a little bit better than the people who are doing it badly. I'm going to help you do it really well. This is the first 4 steps. This is the core content that I'm going to be delivering. You want to take a screenshot of this, or you want to write those down in your notes. Okay, we're going to start with the target audience, move on to the hook, the meat, the point, and then I'm going to finish with point number 5. Who is your audience? If you don't know who you're talking to, you cannot possibly reach them. If you don't know the kind of language that your audience is speaking, the kind of needs that they express, the kind of terminology that is their core understanding of themselves and their needs and their concerns, then you will not be able to speak to your audience directly in the language that will move them to take action. Before you even start to say, well, what should be my opening line? The first question is, who do I want to talk to? And if, like me, often you find yourself that your male clients respond to a slightly different register of language than your female clients, then you need to be producing 2 kinds of video, one that speaks to client number A and one that speaks to client number B. Client number B, that was a mixed metaphor, but I think you probably understood my primary thinking there. So first, get a really, really accurate picture of what are the needs and concerns and the kind of language that that audience describes their needs in. You cannot miss that primary stage if you want to succeed in whatever marketing you're putting out there, on video or whatever. Now, I want to talk about something that is so primary to the success of your video. And I'm going to speak about this for at least 2 minutes because it pains me to see how poorly people set up the hook. The hook is the question that you ask, the statement that you make, promise that you offer an audience that brings them in. It is your title and it is your first sentence. TED does this extremely well. As a TEDx mentor, I can tell you this is one of the primary marketing tools of the entire TED platform, is that all of the titles of TED Talks, it's not my subject, but all of the titles of TED Talks fall into 6 kinds of category that help to hit primary needs of the kind of people who are watching TED. Now, if you've done your research about your audience, you'll know that the more specific you can be about the content that you deliver and the micro content that you want to pack into a 1-minute video, the more successful you will be in reaching an audience and getting them to watch your video past the first 3 seconds. Yes, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone, 3. 1 immediately, 2 immediately, 3. That's how fast most of us scroll on. You do it, I do it, everyone's doing it. Why? Because the content does not speak to us immediately. We have 1,000 other things that we can happily be distracted by rather than tolerate somebody wasting our time for even an extra moment. The hook needs to be something like 3 tips to close your next deal. How to, the primary elements of success to close a sale. How to get a girl to like, I don't know, how to know 10 ways to know your husband's leaving you, 10 ways to make sure your husband stays with you, 10 ways to get rid of the husband you never wanted, like whatever it is. Your hook makes a promise that you go on to deliver. But without that hook, nobody gets past the first 3 seconds. And I'll tell you right now, one of the tremendous advantages of using the Big View platform is that it obliges you to commit in writing to your very first sentence. Most people, the vast majority, begin their videos by saying, "Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me again. I'm so excited. Like, kill me now. Stop talking fluff, and give me something." Well, baby, I have scrolled on to somebody else. who may or may not waste my time, but I've already chosen that you have nothing to offer me. The hook is your title and your first sentence in your video. It's how you get your audience past the first 3 seconds. I recommend you write in the chat right now, what is the hook that you used either in your last video or in the next one that you want to deliver? I suggest you use this as a micro training opportunity to start to develop really concrete steps for your next video, because that's the way I work. I don't do theory. I like people to walk away from my training with a concrete tool that they know how to deliver straight away afterwards. That's the deal. I don't talk theory. I help people deliver concrete deliverables. That's how we roll. So use the chat as an opportunity to show people the sharpness of your thinking, the specificity of the audience that you're speaking to, and how well you understand I can make a promise that I absolutely know how to deliver on, because I know this content backwards and I know the kind of language my audience is talking. Again, that's the advantage of Big View, because it gets you going now, not with la-di-da, let's walk the dog and take 20 minutes of people's time, or actually say something, which might be the reason they've actually come on my call. Pop it in the chat now, because in a moment you're going to get an opportunity to reinforce that. Utilize the chat function also to let people from all over the world know what it is that you're doing. This is not an opportunity, however, I'll say, to post a link to your website. It's an opportunity to show people the sharpness of your thinking. That may also work for you. So I suggest use the chat function now. The content. We've delivered the hook. This is element number 3. We talked audience, now then we talked the hook. Now we're up to number 3, the content. Whatever you said in your opening line that you're going to give them, give it to them. It's that simple. Your content continues directly from the hook that you've said. 10 ways to dispose of the body of your husband that you never wanted and you never considered how to get rid of the body. That was a very poor hook, but you take my point. In the content of the video, you say method number 1, method number 2, try this, try 4, try 5, etc. And here's what's something else that I must tell you about whatever content it is that you want to deliver. It should be one thing. It should be focused around one subject, not 25, not 30. That's also the tremendous advantage of the Big View platform. Because of that you need to commit to a script in advance, it helps you ask, what is the one thing that I'm going to be speaking about in this video? Is it going to be 3 tips so that you can get your income tax returns in on time in a lower stress way? Those 3 tips are what I'm going to deliver to you in the content. That's what you're going to have. And most important, do not use jargon. If you're not sure whether or not you're using industry-specific language, ask somebody who comes from a different generation than you. Ask somebody who does not come from your specific field, right? If you are specifically want to target an older generation, if you use jargon, you've lost them. People like people who make them feel smart, not who make them feel dumb. Anybody should be able to follow your content. And if they can't, that's your problem, not theirs. The job we all have as effective communicators is to make sure that we are as inclusive rather than as exclusive as possible. And how do you wrap it up? This is how you wrap it up. You have a clear call to action. Your goal in producing video, after all, is not just to share amazing content. You know, you've got great ideas, you've got great experience, you've got great skills, you want to share them with the world, that's lovely. I believe you also want to produce videos so that more people will work with you, see that you're an expert in your field, you have authority that is worth value, which is worth being paid for, and you want to give them a really clear call to action. It might be something like, if this was useful, sign up for my email. If this was helpful to you, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to hear more tips like this, follow me on my Facebook page. Depending on where your ideal audience is or who the audience is for a particular video, you want to focus your call to action there. This, ladies, gentlemen, everyone, is step number 4. Do not begin creating a video with actually deciding what is my call to action. Many people, and I will dare to say many women, want to share so much, give so much, and trust that people will just like them enough that they will do business with them, and are less clear about what it is they exactly want their audience to do at the end of watching a video with them. If this was of interest, call me here. My telephone number's in the first comment, or whatever it is. If you just know it's a video that's part of a series that you're delivering, you might end your call to action with saying something like, I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to be posting another video with the next of the series on, I don't know what I'm doing at the moment, Confidence Builds Careers Tips, next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Whatever it is, your goal in every video that you do, or every presentation that you make, or every pitch that you give, or every meeting that you manage, is to move the relationship to the next step, is to keep the relationship going. That is your primary goal. You may not make a sale on the first time somebody sees a video with you, but your goal is to keep them engaged, to speak their language enough that they will want to follow some kind of call to action to you. And clearly, the more value that you deliver that is specifically for your audience, the more likely they are to act on your call to action. So that step number 1, it's not fluff, it's not decorative, it's fundamental to driving an audience to your call to action. And action is always stay in relationship with me, stay in relationship with me, follow me here, learn more here, get more value here. And I want to say something really, really clear about the call to action, which is people, all public speaking trainers use the principle of what's in it for me. We call this WIFM, W-I-F-M, what's in it for me. Many people confuse this as thinking, well, the speaker wants to make sales. What's in it for me? I want people to like me. I want people to buy from me. No, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone, no. What's in it for me is only from the audience's point of view. I'll give you an example. I gave a lecture on 10 tools to engage for effective audience engagement at a place in Jerusalem called Mass Challenge. Fabulous. At the end of that lecture, I said, you know, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a recommendation on my Facebook page. What's in it for them? Absolutely nothing. Why would they do that? Why would anybody do that? There is nothing in it for them. Next time I delivered a lecture, a freebie, just like this is tonight, I said the following. If you follow me on my Facebook page, you'll get more tips for effective audience engagement. Which do you think got a better response? The one where there was value offered, there was a reason for somebody to make that action. In your call to action, make sure that you address the call to action from the audience's perspective. I see people call all the time to, please like, share, and subscribe. Why? Why would I do that? But if you say, to make sure you keep exercising and meet your weight goals, subscribe here and let's succeed together, I am much more likely to subscribe to your fitness channel. Point made. These are the first 4 elements that I delivered now. Let's talk for a moment about body language, and then I will say a little word about my own business and the kind of things that I'm offering, and then I will stop sharing the screen. come back and join you all in the studio with Tal, and I'll be able to see your chat. Okay, before I move on to this, take an opportunity to write your call to action for your next video in the chat right now. Let me take it back. Put your call to action in the chat right now. The point, the reason you are creating that content. Why are you doing it? Love, generosity. I love those things. We thrive with love, generosity, and support. Who doesn't? I'm also very appreciative of appreciation. I think we're all here to make money and do better in our businesses. So right now, put a concrete, clear call to action where the reason to do that action will be very clear from the audience's perspective. Right? You've had the opportunity to put your hook in. I hope that will get you started on your next Big View video. Now I want you to put your call to action in the chat as well. Why are you doing the video? Why is that your hook? Where are you going with it? My very first public speaking trainer always used to say, if you don't know where you're going, it's really hard to get there. I think this is true in life, certainly true if you're in your car, and it's also true on video. You need to know where you're going, or it's really hard to get there. Utilize the chat now, and while you're doing that, I'm going to just make a few points about body language. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone, despite being on Restream and the screen being reversed, and in fact, I can no longer see myself at all, I am very conscious that I need to be in a strong light. I need to have very little space above my head. I need to be quite large in the screen, and if I use my hands, I'm going to bring them up here without planned action. I'm not going to be having planned, well, this particular sentence, I'm going to go like this, or like this, or whatever artificial action you've decided, some speakers decide should be made in order to accompany a particular line of text. Your bodies have been working with people's speech for thousands of years. Trust your body to deliver lively, animated action. It will also help if you're using the Big View app, if I have found, if you put the script right next to wherever the camera is on your screen, right? If you're doing a square video, you want to put it right to the left so that if you're looking at the camera on the left-hand side of your camera, of your phone, the text will be right there and the illusion of your eye contact being directly with your audience will be sustained. If you're filming video, if you're filming like middle, with the camera on up and down vertically, we would say in the English language, then it's fine in the center. Or if you've got the video, the text camera switched on, if your eye of the camera is at the end. You want to be large on your screen. You want to bring your energy up. You want to be not afraid of getting hot and bothered. Nobody cares. No one cares. And also the tremendous advantage of Big View is you can stick to the script, and then if you see that the script is kind of like evolved a little bit, if you're doing perhaps one take or two, you can addend those elements in the script, update it, and then deliver it again so that it automatically syncs between your text when you do automatic captions and the image that it delivers so well. And the linkage on Big View is just outstanding between the text that you get in the auto text and the images that of you speaking that exact language. They've got some serious AI work helping us deliver great video. So, a moment about body language. I have two training opportunities coming up on the 26th of November through to November 11th. That's when it finishes. I'm doing a course on impromptu speaking skills for people who want to get heard more in the meetings where they are presenting their ideas, skills and experience and feel they don't get heard. I'm not managing to edge their way into the conversation in an effective manner. And when they do begin to speak, are afraid of getting lost or going blank or unsure they're on point. I teach great structures that help you deliver beginning, middle and end every single time. And it also includes tips for public speaking confidence. If you're looking at something which is just about more formal presentations like storytelling, for organizations or, you know, purpose-driven stories, then the core presentation skills and confidence course is probably the one that I would recommend to you. It also includes the element of how to avoid death by PowerPoint. My name is Helen Gottstein. My business is called Loud and Clear Training. How can I help you, ladies and gentlemen? If I can be of service, please don't hesitate to call. If you'd like to take a screenshot of this, this is my details. I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, come back and see what's going on in the shared space, because on Restream, I've been flying blind this entire time.
Thank you, Helen. So it was really, really interesting. You have a lot of comments with hooks and call to actions and a lot of information that people want to share. And I know that you talked about it before, but can you summarize for us, how do you think Big View can help you create the best script?
With pleasure. Big View, I think, is super effective. Wow, look at that. I should be way over here. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I got swallowed up in my bookcase over here because I couldn't see myself. Welcome to Restream. Now you've been warned. Okay. This is how I think Big View does video creators like myself, and I imagine everybody else here, a tremendous service. Most people, I won't say that, many people I know finds they need to do 23 takes of a video if they need to remember the text. Or people do things like have a script on their knee, and then you have all the trouble of editing, right, where you talking to your phone, where's my hand, talking to your phone, delivering a piece of script, and then you have to look down at your paper, bring your face back up and continue talking to the camera, and then you have to edit out all of those slices. And if your timing is poor, then you get these like jumps where your head's like here, or, you know, awkward, difficult. Big View helps you deliver professional looking video quickly from my point of view, because it gets you committed to the opening line. It gives you the perfect platform to begin with your hook. You know, nobody is going to write in their text preparation, "Hey everybody, so nice to see you here. I'm just walking along the street." I'm like, for goodness sake, you may be really pleased that you're walking along the street. I'm not sure that's worth more than 2.5 seconds of my time. So baby, you're gone faster than everybody else. Big View helps you begin with content. And it also, this is what I love, gives you automatically so many elements of an editing studio. You have the music, you've got the graphics, you have a great outro with your business card. It's really set up to make even very, did I say very non-technical people like me a way to edit effectively and look good on camera. Think about your lighting, think about your camera work, leave the script up to Big View. Bam.
Great, thank you so much, Helen. If you have any questions to Helen, you can write it now on the chat. I will publish Helen's information in the comments, and also I want to thank you for participating in our workshop. Please feel free to download our Big View app, write your script and create the perfect video using Helen's tips. And if you liked our app, we really appreciate it if you can review it by clicking on the links that I will publish on the comments now. And let's see if we have comments for you.
Are there any questions here at this particular element of the chat that I'm seeing? I don't see that many, don't see questions. I love some of the hooks that are here. Nice chatting. Hey, Edward Terry, in the house, boy. I appreciate that. Nice. Great. Kelly Thomas, bringing great examples of call to action. Can you give me an example of driving down the pyramid? Certainly, Bernice. Tal, is it okay if I respond here to the questions? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll put it out there. I'm happy to stay online for like another 5 minutes for people who are like you know, like, how long is this going to go on? Let's say like another 5 minutes. So if you have a question, slam it in the chat right now. So can you give me an example of driving down the knees of the pyramid? I'll take from my own business, Bernice, because it's the example that comes most easily to mind. I'm like, I could talk to people. I could in my promotion say, you know, every woman should be heard. Give your soul expression. Find your identity by sharing your ideas with an audience. I find that it is far more effective to talk about the number one best way to get noticed in a company, according to Forbes magazine, is to take on public speaking on behalf of the company. The best way to get noticed for a promotion, according to the Harvard Business Review, is to actively take part in meetings. If you don't have the skills to speak on behalf of your company, and you don't have the skills to speak with confidence in a meeting, talk to me. I help you get promoted. I help you get a raise. I help you increase your visibility in a company. That's what my services provide. Bernice, was that helpful? That's kind of the route that I'm going. Thank you. Any font size for text on screen? And guys, psychology set any such standard. I don't know about psychology, but Ali Arehi, this is my response. Cheers, Bernice. Thanks, girl. Now, Bernice, I don't know if you're a man, woman, or a person. Hopefully you're a person, but a man, woman, or undefined. So I hope that wasn't offensive. Font size and colour. Ali Arehi, I'm going to give you the principles from How to Avoid Death by PowerPoint. You don't want to use anything that's less than 28. If you have more than 10 words on a page, unless you're spending real time on that page, then on that screen, no one's going to absorb it, right? You put up, I see this in pictures all the time. Here are our 4 founders, the key leaders of our team, and you've got an entire bio under each picture. No one can read it. No one can read it, not even the presenter, and the presenter is the closest of all. It makes people feel excluded. So my recommendation is go for a strong contrast, nothing too fancy. We do not want, wow, this is like a whole spiel, a whole speech of mine, but do not use the PowerPoint functions that allow messages to bounce in, flip in, descend, enter, part, like stop. Just switch the screen like we're turning a page in a book. Do not bounce your words at me. I will hunt you down and bad things will happen to you and your family afterwards. That was meant to be funny. It was meant to be a false threat. I hope that was clear. All right. Cheers. What is a good hook for the food business? Jasmine, it really, really depends what the food business is that you're talking about. I don't really know, like tasty, healthy food. So we asked why. Simon Sinek, why? Why is eating tasty, healthy food important? Tasty may be really important if you're working with people you want to love people who are picky eaters, and healthy may be important for anybody who cares about living past 30. So I'd run with, you cannot get more primary than health, especially these days. I think that health is so forward on everybody's minds right now.
Yeah. So last question.
Please.
Yeah, last question.
Last question.
Yeah.
Bernice, if you want to connect with me afterwards, my details are here. I'm happy to help you. My details have been shared. Does anybody else have a question? Okay. Jasmine, I'm not really, Sarita Prasad, I hope that was helpful. Tal, I feel like we're starting to lose audience. I'll say this. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, it's been a pleasure to work with you this evening. Loud and clear training. Happy to connect with you another time. Tal, thank you so much. This
Thank
was
you so much.
and I got to play on Restream, which is also a fun way to roll in the evening in Jerusalem.
Yeah, thank you so much for a fascinating workshop, and we thank you too for listening, all of you. You can download Big View and watch Helen, and see you in the next workshop. Bye, everyone.
Jasmine, I appreciate you saying that you laughed out loud. I really appreciate it. Sarita, thank you so much. If you've been standing, or is that better? No, actually, I'm sitting. Barry Moline, I'm actually sitting right now. This is me on my chair.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
Good night.